Yes, man. Good afternoon to you, my peeps, my family, and even my foes. Um, just doing a little recap of the first 3 days of the Tokyo World Championship, and just to see, you know, how we have positioned ourselves as a nation. You know, what was our performance looking like? Thus far at the Global Championship. As you know, to date, Jamaica has won 3 medals. 3 medals. That is 1 gold, 2 silver medals, courtesy of Kishane oblique civil gold, Kishane Thompson silver, and Tina Clayton um, for a silver medal also in the women's 100 meter. Oblique civil won the men's 100 meter, as you know, in a time of 9.77, with Kishane Thompson 9.82, right, to complete the Quinella, and of course the American Noah Lyles was third, you know, in a season best of 9.889. So Jamaica won silver, gold, and silver by way of oblique civil and Kishane Thompson, and of course Tina Clayton exceeded all expectations when she won the silver medal, posting 10.76 to Melissa Jefferson Wooden, um, 10.61, which is actually a games record and a stadium equaling record because, as you can recall, in 2021, Elaine Thompson posted 10.61 at that very same stadium when she established a new Olympic record. Right, so it's a stadium record, the equaling stadium record by Melissa Jefferson Wooden. And what can I say? Jefferson Wooden is now the fourth fastest woman in history, behind, of course, Florence Griffiths Joyner, whose 100-meter world record, there's some cloud around it, from the perspective of the wind reading. Most people believe that that wind reading was not correct. The wind reading was anywhere between 5 to 7 meters per second. So that's that. Um, the Olympic champion, 2024 Olympic champion, posted 10.84 for third. It seemed like she had some kind of strain, and she will take no further part in the for the rest of the competition. She will not compete in the 200 meter, one of her pet events. What we say to Julian Alfred, a speedy recovery. Interestingly, Shakara Richardson, who won silver at the 2024 Olympics, was fifth on this occasion, posting a season best of 10.94. And of course, Sherika Jackson was fourth in 10.88, and Shelley and Fraser Price was fifth, sixth in 11.03. So that completes the 100 meter, and we say kudos to Tina Clayton. She is now Jamaica's youngest female to achieve the sub 10.8 feet. In fact, Shelley was the youngest when she ran 10.78 at the age of 21 at the 2008 Beijing Olympics. At 21 years old, Tia Clayton has eclipsed that by 2/100 of a second, posting 10.76. So, as a 21-year-old, she has achieved this feat. She has eclipsed Fraser Price feat. She's the fastest 21-year-old Jamaica has ever produced. And I need to do a little research if she probably is the fastest 21-year-old in history. I'll have to do a little research on that. Or was it Shakari? What age did Shakari achieve 10 point, I think it was 7.4. I'll have to research it. I'll have to research if Shakari was a bit older than than um, than Tina Clayton, or they were just about the same age. But from a Jamaican perspective, certainly Tina Clayton is the fastest 21-year-old Jamaica has ever produced, and that in itself is an accomplishment in my estimation. I had her down for the bronze medal actually. I had Jamaica winning only one medal in the women's 100 meter, and I actually had Tina Clayton to take the bronze, but Tina Clayton has even exceeded my own expectation, moving from the bronze medal prediction to a silver medal that she won. And the time that she won it in is phenomenal. She's now a genuine bona fide 10-7 athlete. And you know what? When she ran that 10.76, it was done in a plus 0.3 meters per second. It's almost dead condition. No wind assistance, really. And that speaks to the quality of the run by Tina Clayton. God Sherwood, blessings to you, my brother. See you on the line. So we're just doing a recap of what has occurred over the last 3 days. We're looking at the men's. Well, let us look first at the women's 100-meter hurdles. And our national record holder and back-to-back Diamond League champion, Akira Newden, she did not really make it into the final. And for me, that was a disappointment, you know. I think she posted 12.53, something there, 12.63 in the semifinals, and she was in the waiting room. And of course, when the results were announced for the final heat, she was pushed out. So she did not advance to the final. And so that was a big disappointment because the truth of the matter, I had Akira Nugent for gold and Daniel Williams for bronze. So I had two medals there. As it turned out, we got none. And the time that won, 12.24, was certainly within the capability of Akira Nugent because her national record is also 12.24. And she's the back-to-back Diamond League champion, and she's an informed sprint hurdler at this moment. So it was kind of disappointing for me not to see Akira Nugent advance to the final and even winning the gold. Of note, Deja Kambunji, the youngest sister of the 100-meter Kambunji, she won in 12.24. Now, if you were a betting person, that would have been a lot of money you would have won because she was not on my radar. I know it was a quality athlete, but she was not on my radar for the victory. I did not even have her on the podium, to be honest. I knew she would have made the final, but I did not have her on the podium, let alone to win the gold medal. And of course, second was Toby Amerson, the world record holder and the 2022 world champion. She posted, I believe, 12.29 for second. And third place was Grace Stark of the United States. She posted 12.34 for third. And Masai Russell, the Olympic champion, and the woman who has come closest to the world record, a personal best of 12.17, she was only able to pick up fourth. And she posted 12.44 for fourth. And of course, our own Daniel Williams in the final, I believe she was only able to post 12.53 for seventh. So, it's a bit of disappointment there all around. I'm sure the Americans are disappointed too. But they got a medal, even though it's a bronze. Jamaica should have been featured among the medal, even one, if not two. Orlando Bennett has impressed. Ian Tyler Mason, they won E3 and E5 respectively, posting 13.17 and 13.20 in the men's 110-meter hurdles. And that's a good look for those two. Also, Damario Prince, he posted 13.31 for fifth to advance to the semifinals from Heat 4. And incidentally, Prince and Cardell, Tinch of the United States, they actually were credited with the same time of 13.31. 13.31, right? However, on the 1,000 bar, um, they were separated, and Tinch was given the third spot over um, the Mario Prince. So that's it for the 100-meter hurdles and the 110-meter hurdles for women and men. A little disappointed there, to be honest, in terms of the women, because the final is already gone, and we did not medal. But we look forward to what we'll obtain for the men, because we have three individuals now in the semi-final in Orlando Bennett, Tyler Mason, and Demario Prince. For the 400-meter flat, all three women in Stacey and Williams, Nikisha Price, and Dejanay Oakley, they have all advanced to the semifinals. From a time perspective, Williams was the most impressive of the three Jamaican, posting a personal best of 49.59 for second in Heat 5, while Price won her Heat fairly comfortably. Her Heat was Heat 4, and she posted 49.91 for the win, while Dejanay Oakley, from Heat 1, I think it was, she came third, posting 51.07. So, she has also advanced. Arlene Young, blessings to you, my sister, for watching this live. And also, we can see that from the male perspective, also, our three Jamaican men, they have advanced to the semifinals of the 400 meters. In E2, Bobby McPherson was third in a personal best, I believe, of 44.51. That was very good running. And Rochelle McDonald, who struggled to go sub 45 and who made a mess of things at the National Stadium when he ran 44, I think, 0.89, when he should have just run through the line and qualified easily. I think the time then was 44.85, but he was able on this occasion to post a much faster time than the qualifying time. He posted 44.38 for second in E3. And of course, in E6, Delano Kennedy was fourth in a personal best of 44.74. So, all of our female quarter milers are through, and all of our male quarter milers are through. Right? So, that's 100%. So, but they are through to the semi-final. Right? So we want to ensure also that we would like for them to advance also to the final, because the more bodies you can put in the finals, you increase the likelihood or the probability of winning a medal. In terms of the 400-meter hurdles, the Jamaican Antoinette Knight and Cheyenne Saman are the only two campaigners. As you know, Rochelle Clayton had withdrawn, and logistically there were some challenges. So Sanique Walker could not take up that spot. And so we have two campaigners. I would want to say two experienced campaigners in Antoinette Knight and Saman. And so both have advanced to the semi-final of the women's 400-meter hurdle. Knight, posted 53.74, placing second in E2, and she came second to Anna Cockrell of the United States, who posted 53.663 for the win. And of course, Cheyenne Saman posted a season best of 54.21, right, for second in her Heat. I think her Heat was Heat 4. And she finished second to Dalila Mohammed of the United States, who actually won that heat in 53.80. So well done to Andre Knight and Cheyenne Salmon. Both have advanced to the semi-final of the 400 meter hurdles. And now we come to, to the men. From E2 Malik James King would have advanced to the semi-final. He posted 48.27. I think in that heat, I think James King finished fourth, but on time he was able to advance. Rochelle Clark also advanced to the semi-final, posting 48.88, notwithstanding the fact that he came fifth. But his time was good enough to advance him to the semi-final. Unfortunately, though, Asine Wilson did not make any progress. He posted 49.91 for eight from each three. So two out of three there have advanced to the semi-final, and we also wish them well in the semi-final and hope that they will advance to the final. In respect of the long jump, our sole competitor for female, Akeelia Smith, I think she finished 13th overall from Group A, and she did not advance to the final. She cut the sun in 6.34 meters, which by the standards is um, unacceptable in terms of you know qualifying standards. In terms of what we see the other girls jumping, it was woefully short. So she did not advance. But we still thank Akeelia Smith for her effort and hope that over time she will improve. Certainly, we had three long jumpers for the males, for men. Unfortunately, Kira McLeod did not advance to the final. He cut the sun in 7.86 meters. And by Kerry McLeod's standard, that 7.86 meters is subpar because I think Kerry McLeod have a much bigger drop than 7.86. He's an 8 meters 3 jumper. But that 7.86 meter overall placed him 20th. In his heat, I think it placed him 30th, but overall 20th. And so that was not sufficient for him to advance to the final. However, Nikolai Williams placed second in his heat and qualified for the final of the long jump. He cut the sun in 8.15 meters. Well done, Nikolai. And while in Group B, Tajay Gale, the former world champion, the 2019 world champion in the event, he was the front runner, cutting the sands in 8.29 meters. So he's also in the finals, So, it's 2 from 3 there in terms of the long jumpers for men, and we have none for the female. Just recapping, in respect of the high jump, Jamaica had actually two male high jumpers in Romain Beckford and in Raymond Richards. Unfortunately, Raymond Richards did not advance to the final. He made his exit at 2.16 meters. The final will get underway in the first session of day 4, so that's tomorrow morning. However, Romain Beckford, he has advanced to the final of the high jump. He cleared 2.25 meters, just like all the other jumpers above him, right? But overall, he was placed fifth based on what you'd call the amount of jumps he had to use to achieve that 2.25 meters. So overall, he's fifth. But anything can happen in a final, and I think just to make the final, we must give props to Romain Beckford, making the high jump final, male high jump final. It's no easy task. It's not a mean feat. So we say kudos to Romain Beckford, and we wish Romain Beckford all the best in the final. That's the high jump. Of course, Samantha Hall while she did not win a medal in the discus, women's discus, she created a bit of history because she became the first female, Jamaican female, to actually made it to a final in the discus at any world championship. No Jamaican before her has ever made it to the final of the discus. But Samantha Hall made it to the final, and I think she finished overall 10th. Right, so we say, well done, Samantha Hall. It was a great showing for you, and we are hoping that you stick to it and continue to refine your craft, and hopefully one day you will get there. You will be on the podium to collect whichever um, medals that are on offer. Um, Also, Nayoka Tunis, we must make mention of the fact that she was the sole representative also in the amateur, but she did not make it in the amateur. I think overall she finished 25th. And so Nayoka Tunis is out. So, this is just a recap of day 1 to 3 from a Jamaican perspective. Eh? And just looking at how our athletes fare thus far. We have the 200 meter to come, both male and female. Of course, we have the high jump final to come. We have one entrant there. I think we have the high jump for female to come also, and we have the men's discus to come also, which would feature people like Frederick Dakers and Ralford Mulling, and there's another one. I don't remember if Chad Wright is also there too. But I think we should have 3 participants there. And so we are looking for great things, particularly from Ralford Mulling, given his form. We are also expecting the triple jump to get underway in a couple of days. And that should feature Jordan Scott, who is now a 17.5 meter jumper. That would be interesting. So, there are some events to come. And of course, the 4x1 relays and the 4x4 relays, men and women, those should be exciting, towards the end of the championship. So there are a lot of activities to come, but let us see what will happen in the 400 meters also for men and women, and the 400 meter hurdles for men and women. Those are important. And let us see how we will fare in the 200 meter men also. Because, Brian Level, I can't but think about Brian Level. I'm just thinking that he's going to do something fantastic in the 200 meter at this World Championship. I think Brian Level is going to upset the apple cart. And even if he doesn't win the gold medal, and he very well could, but even if he does win the gold medal, I believe Brian Level is going to be on the podium, whether bronze or silver. I had predicted Brian Level to win the silver, but I was not averse to the possibility that he could actually improve and win the gold, because I think Brian Level is peaking at the right time. He's quick over the 100. He is certainly faster than Noah Lyles over the 100 at this point. And in terms of his personal best this year, which is his season's best, it is better than Lyle's 9.89. And his 19.69 is no fluke. And I am thinking that he's going to go faster than 19.69. And if he's going to go faster than 19.69, I cannot simply consider, let's say, Tobago, Noah Lyles, and Kenneth Benerick, and Alexander Agando of Dominica as the only competitors. I can no longer that. I have to put Brian Level in the mix, and someone is going to get hurt. I think Brian Level is going to hurt somebody, or more than one person will be hurt by Brian Level. So this is just a roundup of what has happened between day one and day three, and just to look ahead in terms of the other events, male and female, to see what is likely to happen. Yeah, man. Dave Rashford and Mario Tamlin say thank you, guys, for tuning in. You know, a lot of people might be having lunch now, so they are not here. But whatever I have said here and was not able to engage other, I'll be putting this particular broadcast on other platforms so that people can see it and view it whenever they feel like. So it is bye for now. I hope that you stay tuned to the World Championship. It's very interesting, and we are seeing the changing of the guard taking place in terms of track and field, both locally and globally. We have seen some brand new talents emerging, and they are not just emerging; they are stamping their authority to say, if you want to say you are the best, you need to deal with me. These are young people, 24, 21 years, between 21 and 24 years old. And so we are interesting times to see, what will occur, not just at this World Championships, but, in another year or two from now, because a lot of young persons are coming to the party. They are not knocking on the doors anymore. They are kicking down the doors. They are kicking down the doors. Anyways, blessings to you today. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday afternoon. Bye, Celia. This is Sensenya signing out until I see you on another live.